Hello, my name is Kurt, and today I'll be talking about another MGTOW topic. Topic in this video will be why dating gay and transgender people is pointless as a MGTOW. This was inspired by a conversation I had with a good friend back in high school. He said, Kurt, wouldn't it be cool to date a girl that's just like straight up like a dude? You know what I'm saying? Like that would eat pizza with you and burp and play video games and just play football and soccer and roll around in the mud and just, sort of like a whole tomboy-esque tomboy sort of type of thing. But just a woman that would be your best friend, and that you could also fuck and wouldn't complain and wouldn't nag, and if she's on her period, it would be all chill. Just a chill, laid-back female. Wouldn't that be cool? And I said, yeah, that would be cool, but that's not realistic, that's just not how things work. Good luck trying to find somebody like that. And if you find somebody like that, you're still going to run into problems here and there anyway. That's just how things are. And he said, yeah, that's true. And then he said, how about gay men? What if you dated a gay guy? Wouldn't it be just like dating your best friend? You just fuck, sleep, eat, go to the movies, play some video games, do this, do that, Wouldn't it be a lot easier than dealing with the hassles of a woman? I said, if that were the case, then that would be true. But the thing is, gay men are more feminine than most real females I've known in my whole life. Like most gay guys are super feminine in their behavior and in everything, They just resonate this whole feminine vibe, And I said that just wouldn't work, because if you would date a gay man such as that, like, like I said, most gay men, they want to shop for good, good clothes, good food, jewelry, this and that. It's just like dating your typical woman, and there's nagging that comes along with it too. Because what do most gay males want as well? They want a tall, ripped guy or whatever they're into with a big cock and lots of money, So, sort of like a sugar daddy situation. It depends. In a relationship, there has to be sort of a dominant and a submissive type of person. So the dominant person is going to be more alpha, is going to be more, how should I say, more dominant, obviously, and he has to bring food to the table. He has to be the provider. Whereas a submissive is just going to be like your typical, is just going to get fucked all the time and is just going to be showered with gifts and all this stuff. It's the same thing as a relationship with a male and a female. It's the same exact shit, just in different things. You're still going to deal with the hassles. You're still going to deal with all the bullshit. And then he says, wow, I didn't think of it that way either, Maybe you're right. You see, because he also got into this conversation where it's like, oh, what if you date one of those dominant things, and you're dominant, they're dominant. I'm like, how would that work? You know what I'm saying? How would that work? Maybe it does work for some gay men. I don't know. I'm not really into the gay scene too much. I have no fucking idea how that's all about. But from what I've seen on TV, and I had conversations with gay friends here and there, it's just when they go to the bars and all this stuff, the gay bars and all this stuff, it's just all, like I said, it's a very feminine vibe that these gay men put off. There's the dominant ones and there's the submissive ones. So that's just how it is. And the whole transgender scene, it would be like, we also got into that topic too. And then he's like, okay, so it's the perfect feminine body, and it has, they have a cock or whatever, but that means they're male too, and that they they'll be chill with just playing video games and just, whatever, just running outside and all this stuff. And I'm like, here's where you're wrong as well, because most transgender people take hormones, and this messes with their brain chemicals, and it essentially makes their male mind, or whatever they're transitioning as. If it's a female, they inject themselves with male hormones, which makes their mind more masculine, but it'll never change it fully masculine. See, this is what some people argue about or whatever. It's like, no matter how hard you try, there's just going to be an essence of that. You were born a male, that's just what it is. You're born a female, that's just how it is. There's none of this gender jargon going on here. No matter how many hormones you pump into your body, no matter what you do, your mind is still it's still developed as a female, for example, if you're transitioning into a male. And if you're a male transitioning into a female, your mind's still developed as a male. You see what I'm saying? And there's nothing you could do to change that. Even if you start taking drugs or everything just straight out of the womb, like for some reason, just injecting, you were born a male, start injecting female hormones and all this stuff. You were still born and you still developed in the womb as a male. That development process is what solidifies the person as that specific thing. So you're still going to be male, no matter what. Like there's still going to be some resonance and some leftover male stuff in your brain no matter what you do. You see what I'm saying? So with all that aside, that's what I'm trying to get at, is that, you know, that would be cool, you know, to have this ultimate feminine figure that sort of was like just chill like a regular guy or whatever. But like I said, in the whole transgender scene, you see these males pump themselves with female hormones and it fucks their mind up. And they still want shopping, and they still want the luxuries. You ask any, you know, transgendered person, oh, what do you seek in a partner? Oh, they have to be intelligent, they have to be rich, they have to have a big cock, they have to work out, they have to take care of themselves, they have to treat me well, they have to be respectful towards this and that, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. It's the same exact fucking shit in different packages. That's all it is, you know? And that's why it won't fucking work. And then, like I said, after we had this conversation, it just really just kind of made sense to both him and me. Like, because I thought about this stuff on my own too. It's like, you know, like I flirted with the idea of just like, not necessarily being gay or homosexual or anything like that, but it's just like, it would be cool to just, you know, like have something to fuck that isn't demanding and has the same mentality and mind as you. You know what I'm saying? To the same degree, you know. But I believe that that's not possible until they make artificial robots and androids and all these technological processes that I talked about in my previous video. Until they make some sort of AI and some sort of robot that allows the user to sort of make it as idealistic and as perfect as the user wants, that's the only time I feel that people will be truly happy about just the whole dating and the whole relationship, not necessarily dating, but the whole relationship process with another thing, you know what I'm saying? Because if you build and construct a robot to be everything you see fit, that robot will not judge you. That robot will not care if you're short, if you're tall, if you're wealthy, if you're broke, whatever. That robot will live with you in the fucking sewers if it has to, because, you know, it was constructed and you're its master, you know what I'm saying? So it'll live with in the sewers with you. It'll fucking do anything, you know? It's down for anything. Try finding that in a partner. Try finding a girl nowadays that would be like, yeah, you know, fuck it, you know, we're at, you know, we're at a tough point in our life right now. We gotta live in the sewer. She'll be gone in a blink of an eye. Sorry, you know, that's not gonna work. You know, get your shit together and then call me back later. You know, she'll just go find somebody else. You know, some rich guy or whatever, and she's like, fuck that, live in a sewer. What is this? You know, see, this is where the male brain was brainwashed through our youth and all this stuff. We thought, yeah, you know, love. All these females want to be a princess rescued, you know, from the evil grips of everything, and true love, and they want to be loved, and they'll love you back, and all this stuff. Yeah. Okay, I'll save you from your fucking evil, torturous thing. I'll be your knight in shining armor, but will you fucking, you know, go through the sewers with me? Will you live in the sewers with me? Will you do all this stuff? See? They cherry pick all this shit. They want a knight in shining armor that has a fucking Rolls Royce, and that is like 6'5" tall, and has a fucking large cock, and they want all of that good stuff in the Prince Charming already. They want him to be, you know, they want him to be polite and caring, but also beat him every once in a while, and freaking, you know, they want them to, like women say, oh, I don't need another father figure, I already have a father, you know, but they truly want to be treated like a child in most regards. That's just how it is. You know, if you watch any of these female flicks, if you read any of these female romance novels and all this stuff, it's the same exact shit all the time. It's the female in this predicament where, like 50 Shades of Grey, where you have this, you know, top-notch guy, and then she's just a low-life sort of shy girl and all this stuff, and then he takes her and he starts spanking her and starts showing her all this naughty shit, you know. That's what women are secretly into. This is why all these movies and all these books and all these things are very successful. Even in the hentai industry, the hentai for women, which is basically where it has this figure of, you know, sort of a female, and then they have this male, but they have these males that are like dominant. They're either lawyers or CEOs, or, you know, they're vampires, or they're freaking, you know, outwardly creatures and stuff like that, you know. You never have your typical sort of beta male in a hentai that is catered towards women. You don't have your typical beta male pursuing women in that hentai, and it's not like that. See, in the male hentai, it's like the guy is beta, but then turns alpha and he fucks a whole bunch of chicks. In the female hentai sort of scene, it's like there's an alpha male that rapes like a mother or a fucking sister or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's weird shit like that, or lesbian shit. You know. But even in the lesbian field, there's just like a more dominant figure and there's a submissive figure. So that's just how it is. That's just how it is. There has to be the duality, the yin and yang, the quality, the male and the female. You know, the submissive and the dominant and all that stuff. That's just how things are. You know, and to me, I don't necessarily, as a MGTOW, I don't want to date or be in a living environment with a submissive person that also bitches and nags and like whatever, you know, is demanding and will take your money and all this shit, or will frame you for rape and all this stuff. That's not the thing. If you have like somebody, like a roommate, for example, that's either female or whatever, gay, whatever the hell it may be, transgender or whatever, and you know, you guys just fuck, and then you live and co-inhabit together just in peace and harmony, and you have a great time, then I feel that would be pretty okay, you know. But then it comes into the whole thing of like, oh, you know, people in your space, you know. As a MGTOW, I'm free at all times. I don't have to deal with all that shit. When I want company, I go to an Asian massage place, or I hit up an escort and I pay for it. It's simple as that. When you're living with anybody, whether it's a roommate or they're paying for the whole fucking thing and you're just living with them for free, they pay for your food, they pay everything, you're just living with them and you're having like a great time, there's still going to be another person in that space and you have to deal with them. And sometimes, you know, I just like being alone. As a MGTOW, I love a loneliness and I love to just chill on my own. You see what I'm saying? Because I have the ability and I have the access to change it whenever I please, you know. With anybody in my space, I always have to deal with all that stuff. It's like, even if I'm the more dominant one or whatever, it's just something else that I have to deal with that I don't want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? You know, I want to sleep on a silk fucking sheet, Gucci bed or whatever, and then, you know, they want to sleep on a freaking Hello Kitty freaking fleece blanket type of deal thing. There's always problems, there's always friction, you know what I'm saying? On my own, as a MGTOW, I want a Mercedes-Benz, I could get a Mercedes-Benz. I want a freaking Jaguar, I could get a Jaguar. I want a Veyron, I want a Lamborghini, I want a Bugatti, Maserati, whatever. I could get all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Whereas anybody else would always critique that. It's like, Kurt, why'd you get a Jaguar? Why can't you just get something cooler for both of us, you know? Because it's always, they throw their own thing in there because they throw their own point of view in there. They're like, why didn't you get like a Volkswagen Beetle? Because that's more nice to cruise around in the summer, or this and that. It's like, You see what I'm saying? There's always that little fucking pinprick that they stab in the back of your fucking ears all the time. Or into your ears. Like, oh, why do you do this? Why do you do this? If I want a fucking blazing hot, pink fucking Mercedes-Benz convertible with fucking dildos and vaginas and fucking dead bodies and freaking, what else can I think of? And freaking roadkill attached and plaster all over the car, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty and that's the freedom that MGTOW provides me, you know? Whereas in other situations, that's not always a possibility. Because if you do that, the other person, if they disagree with it, they're fucking gone. They're gonna leave you. They're gonna be, oh, you're fucking crazy, or oh, whatever, blah 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 blah. You know, and they'll find somebody that, how should I say? They'll find somebody that appeals to their interests and their conditions. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how it is, you know? That's how I see it as, where the whole dating scene is fucked up no matter how, and the relationship scene is fucked up no matter which way you look at it. Like I said, I had that conversation with my friend, and it's just like, just, my mind was opened even back then to that. Like, it's like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But as I grew older, and that now, when I think back on it and all this stuff, it all makes sense. The MGTOW, it all makes sense. It just, there's no point. The gay males are just, they act super feminine, and then the transgender, they have minds of females too, because they inject hormones and all this stuff or whatever, and it's just, in one way or another, you're fucked, you know? You're just fucked, you know? This is why escorts and just things like that are the best way to go, because whatever you're in the mood for, whenever you want it, you go there, you fuck, and then you leave. You're gone. You don't have to think about it, you don't have to deal with it. You go on living your life, you know what I'm saying? I bring back the Rolex example. Having a female or any companion. Oh, Kurt, why'd you spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a Rolex? Why didn't you get something else? Why didn't you, you know, why didn't we go on a trip or something like that? Fuck that, you know? Sooner or later, I'm gonna have a solid gold day date Rolex on my fucking wrist, whole gold fucking bracelet, everything, just gonna be awesome. $15,000 to $20,000 watch, like a fucking boss. That's what I love about MGTOW, because it allows me to rise up in power. Every single fucking day is a rise in power. Whereas, if in anybody else's presence, there's always hindrance. You know, they always try to either be better than you, or they try to put you down, and there's always constant chaos. On my own, keep on rising, like Mr. Mojo rising. Nobody fucks with me, and that's just how it is. Peace out, people.